Kevin here with Cruise Speed. Today I'm going to talk about the brake reservoir setup I got for the Chrysler Conquest. Now, I had built this single unit brake reservoir, but I don't like the way the lines look. The spacing just isn't right. The main problem is this fitting here should have been a 90. When I bend the tubing down to get to the actual clutch master, it kinks. Plus, having a single unit for both systems is just kind of a bad idea. I guess I wasn't thinking. So, it's one of those cases where I didn't think 2 steps ahead, but I got a different solution.
And that solution is MKS Motorsports Brake Reservoir Kit. It comes with everything you need to replace your stock brake reservoirs as well as your clutch master cylinder reservoir.
Okay, so we have the original connectors for the reservoirs removed from each master cylinder. I took a little brake clean and just wiped the edges because we have to put some sealant on there. And I guess a tip is to always put something to catch any brake fluid that would spill because you don't want it to get on the paint. It'll eat it right away. So next up is installing the reservoirs. So this kit comes with some seal-all. They include it, and the directions say to let it tack up for 2 minutes. We're going to spread it around the inside of here, I'm assuming to create a good seal. And then you need to let it cure for 2 to 6 hours, I believe. Yep, 2 to 6 hours. So I wouldn't recommend putting brake fluid in immediately after you install these. It might cause some issues. Alright, so we have the kit all installed. Last thing I had to do was just tighten these clamps up, and now we're just waiting for the adhesive to dry before we fill the reservoirs. Couple things to note. I did have to bend this brake line a little bit. It was interfering with the cap. Now I did build this line back when I did an ABS delete, so I'm not really sure how your guys is going to look compared to mine. This vacuum line for the brake booster had to be tweaked a little bit as well. It was hitting the reservoir here. So all I did was just slid a metal pipe over it and tweaked it back towards the firewall. Not really too hard or a big deal or anything. Now this booster is from a 1980s Dodge Challenger. I picked that booster out because it's a little smaller than the Starion one, so
I did that because I didn't know where my intake manifold was exactly going to be. The Clutch Master reservoir had zero issues at all. So overall, I think the kit looks fantastic. Really cleans up the engine bay, gets rid of your old dingy reservoirs and all the lines that went with them. So I'm really happy with it. So anyways, hit up MKS Motorsports. He sells these. He sells a few other things for Starions and Conquests. So support your vendors that are still making parts for these cars, because there's not a lot of them. So with that, I'm going to say adios, and you guys take care.